Hello guys, are you okay? So we're back here for one more class of our Region 5. Today we're going to talk about optimization of our file, okay? For example, reduce a little the size that the file is occupying in HD, okay? We are almost getting to the class about animation, alright? How to do animated cameras, movements into our projects. I believe that we can clean our file. We can delete what we don't need, materials that we're not using, okay? So that we're gonna have more space uh, in HD. For example, if we access here, let's see, and we go to properties, it's occupying 12 gigabytes, almost 13, okay, inside our HD. We can decrease the size. How? Well, let me access here the file. Um, as we evolve our project, uh, we accessed a lot of places. The Quixel, other projects, we migrated files, we created materials, we replaced materials, we created textures, we deleted textures. All right, we did a lot of things like that. And that was accumulating our project with a lot of things. So not necessarily we're using all the materials of the project, all the textures that we have in content. So probably there are textures and materials in content that we're not using, okay? Maybe in some moment here in the course we duplicated, we changed the textures, we created another material, and that was accumulating, okay, a lot of materials, all right, and other things here in the content, and that takes up space on our HD. So what can we do? Well, we can keep here just the necessary, only the necessary that we need, okay? How can we do that? Well, we can try to find what I'm not gonna use, and we can delete these things. Exactly, you can use this method, all right? You can try to find something that you're not using, okay? uh, However, uh, this way it would take a lot of time, and you could delete something that you would need, so that's kind of dangerous. um, so for example, this one here, it is being used in the main level. If you delete this, that's gonna delete there. So what can we do? Well, instead of deleting the files of our project, we can migrate our project to other project. Do you remember that when we studied in the migrate classes, when we migrated this bed here? Let me see if that's the one. Maybe it was another one. But let's select this other geometry here. Double click on it. Do you remember that when we migrated this bed from the bed package to this project, we talked that these materials were associated with this bed. So these materials, they're gonna go together like with the bed because they are associated, these details. Do you remember that? So when we talk about project, we can also migrate projects, okay? And everything that is associated with this, it's gonna be sent in the process of migration. So everything that is related to one project is gonna go to another project, okay? And what is not related is gonna stay in the older project, okay? So let's think like this. If actually I'm gonna open a one more asset here, a different asset. Let's take geometries, decoration. Let's see. I don't know, this one. Yeah, this one. Look, I will have two objects here. We have the bed and the carpet. Let's suppose that this here is a project, uh, piano house, and this one is the key house. If I take the project of key house and I take to piano house, that's gonna take together everything that is associated with this, and that's gonna stay what is not being used. For example, let's open here the level, piano house, main. Okay, look at this here in the piano house. We're using vegetations, uh, gravels, wood, wall, a lot of elements, correct? I can, for example, besides migrating an asset, a material, or a texture, we can migrate a level, okay? And as in the geometry, it's gonna go with this level, everything that is associated with this, okay? So it's gonna go with this level, everything that is inside here, and it's gonna stay everything that is not being used. For example, if I select this palm tree and go to details, this palm tree is this, and that one is this one. Okay, so I'm using these two palm trees. Theoretically, I'm not using the other ones, okay? None of them, okay? If I migrate this level to another project, it's gonna take everything that is inside this, and it's gonna stay everything that I'm not using. For example, this, you know. So in other words, the project that this level is going to, it's gonna go with less materials, less textures, less assets, okay? So it's gonna stay behind all of this, and it's gonna go to the other project, just things that are inside here. And that's gonna make the other project lighter, okay? You got it? But there is a thing that you have to be careful. You have to pay attention. Do remember when we migrated the project of the bed, when we migrated the asset of the bed to this project, that we had to have the object associated, the material associated to the object, because when I migrate this object, the material goes together. Do you remember that? With levels, not necessarily you need to do that, because that's gonna go together with the levels, the materials that are being used in the level. But we can do this, and we can associate the materials to the object. This way, if I need to use, for example, this curtain here that is with the pivot adjusted in another project, it's gonna go with the correct material, because look at this. In the content area, the material associated with this curtain is this material here, but in the scene is this one, okay? So we can associate the correct material to the curtain, because we can take the level and also in an organized way, okay? Let's do something here. Let's use this class to associate the materials to the assets, associate the textures to the materials. For example, this aluminum wall, let's use this class to take this material here and associate to this. Let's see. Because if I need to use this aluminum panel in another project, it's gonna be with the correct material. Or if I need the material of this material in another asset, I can take this material from this geometry, okay? For example, let's use this class to associate the materials to these things here. Look, this material for the wood material, this other one to the chrome material, this to the black paint. All right. So this way we can make our object finished and with the correct materials, and then we can migrate our project to another project in a correct way. Okay, organized with the correct materials, with no risk to have some problems. Okay, so let's use this class to open the project. Okay, I'm gonna select the asset, I'm gonna open the asset, and I'm gonna associate the material to this. Okay, and I'm gonna hide this. All right, let me select the table, for example, click on it, double click on it, take the material and associate to this. Look at this, you see? And actually it's just one material. Is that correct? Yeah. Let me hide this with 8, the letter 8. Okay, I'm gonna take, for example, this armchair, double click on it, I'm gonna find the material, associate it. Okay, and associate actually. Let's see. And hide this. Okay, there are instances they were applied. Okay, so for example, this one we already did, so press G. Okay, the couch, double click on it, let's search for the material and associate. Okay, press 8 to hide. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to accelerate the video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to associate the materials to the assets so I can keep them organized. Okay, the correct materials in the correct assets in case I want to migrate this asset to another project. After that, in the next class, we're gonna migrate the level to another level. Okay, so that we're gonna leave behind everything that we're not using. Okay, and we are going to get on the things that we're using to another project. To what project? To a project that is a project from the beginning, okay, with no files there. I'm gonna speed up the video and you're gonna see that I'm going to do this, all right, with this time lapse, adding the materials, to the assets. Okay, so if I need to migrate these assets to another project, they are gonna go associated the correct materials. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and I'll see you in the next class. All right, so we finished the process of associating the materials to the geometries. Okay, look, the same material here is the material that is associated here. That means that if I migrate this asset to another project, that's gonna go with the asset, the material that is associated to it. Okay, I'll hide all or Control+8. It shows everything that is in the scene here for us. What can we do now once the materials were associated? Well, we can migrate the level. We can go into here, level, and we can migrate. An important thing is, as we have two levels, or we migrate both of them, okay, or we can migrate only one. All right, but we have to verify if the other level is being called here. Okay, if this level, for example, if I remove this, let's remove this, we removed. All right, it's not here anymore. If I migrate only this level, it's gonna go only this level, I mean to my other project. Okay, that project is gonna stay because it's not associated with the persistent level. Okay, the persistent level is only the main level. Okay, I need to associate this here so that when I migrate this level, the other one is gonna go together. okay? If I have 5 levels, I need to associate the 5 levels here, okay? So that when I take one level, the other 4 are gonna go together, okay? So let's add this here, the grass, okay? We added. All right, let's mark as current one. So now if I migrate this level, the other one is gonna go together, okay? So I'm gonna save it. Nice. So let's go to Epic Games Launcher and let's initiate a new Arena 5 so that we can create a new project, okay? An empty project with nothing. This way we can migrate the level that we are working to the other level, okay? Everything that is being used is gonna go to the other project, and everything that is not being used is gonna stay, okay? The file is gonna be more organized, more clean, and more lighter, okay? And the older file is gonna be disorganized, more heavier, and dirty when we talk about materials, okay? So let's go to architecture, okay, blank. Let's choose a place to save, desktop. Let's see. All right, piano house. Actually, let's create a new folder. Piano house. Class 21. Okay, I think it's okay. It can be like this. Select the folder. Okay, piano, underline house, underline 21, and create this. Nice. So our project is being created. All right, that's it. It was created. Do you remember that? The template blank. And actually, there is nothing here. All right, just these 2 folders here. And actually, we can delete. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna use them. Let's delete them. Okay, let's see. We just have this level here. Let's delete this because we're not gonna use this. Okay, this one as well. And the content, we can delete this too. Oh, it's opened. After we bring another level, we can delete this one. Okay, no problem. So yeah, let's see the ATD, the space that is taking up. All right. Let's see. Piano house, our file 12.4 gigabytes, and the new one is 11.7 megabytes. So let's migrate and see how it's gonna be. Nice. So let's click with the right button on the main level. Okay, click here and migrate. It shows us a list of all the objects that are going to be sent to the other project. Assets, materials, okay, textures, okay. Let's put in the desktop. Let's see inside the folder, Piano House 21, content. Let's select. Here we have, if you want to create a folder migrate, it's gonna take all the assets and it's gonna send to like materials, textures, and everything to this folder. Migrate. We don't want that, okay? We want that the folders can be created for the other project as they are here, separated by geometries, levels, materials, you know, so we don't want this, okay, to be sent to the folder migrate, so we don't want that. Okay, cool, it's copying the files and it's gonna send to the project. It was a success. Okay, let's close our project. the older one and let's open our new project, okay? Let's see, Piano House, the older one, that is the file that we had, and we also have the new one here. Look, we had 16 gigabytes. This new one, let's see, we have, let's wait, it's loading. 4 gigabytes, okay? So we have 4 times less, you see? So let's open it, Piano House. In this process of migrating the level, it came to this new file only the things that were associated to the level that we created, okay? Everything that wasn't associated, that wasn't being used, didn't come, okay? Let's open here. Here we can see that we have some folders like A6 House, these geometries. Inside geometries we have all of this, okay? Level, all right? We got these 2 levels, the main and the grass. Okay, let's open the main. Great, it has opened the level, the main level. As you can see, it has come here, the geometries, the materials, the textures, the IES, the lights, all right, all the things, yeah, they came here. I think there's some problem that is happening with these nanites here. It has brought these imperfections here. Let me take a look at the level again. In case it's necessary, we can undo the nanite and we can redo this. You can pay attention that the objects with nanite, let's see, they are with these clusters, only the objects with nanite. Let's see, after we can check this, okay? It must be a bug or something like that, but you can try to solve in the next class, okay? All right, so did you understand that? So with this process, things that came here were only objects that were associated with this level. For example, materials. Now there are less amount of materials here, okay? There are the materials that were associated with the level. If you wanna organize it more, you can put these materials here inside materials. You can take the geometries of this here and you can put in geometries, okay? And you can clean all the project so that it's gonna be only one folder, okay? We can do this to organize the file, but for now the goal here was to reduce the size of the file, okay, and organize a little more, all right, the amount of files that we had, you know. So for example, in materials we had 22 items and in this folder 53, okay? If we go to the older project, before we exported 22 in the materials and 53 in the other folder of materials. Let's get into Unreal. Content, materials. Look at this. Here we have 85 and here 74. So you see that the amount of materials that were left behind, okay? You can see that textures where we had 40, you know, surface 15 here, and the other things here, you know, like, you know, so that helps a lot, you know, to decrease to reduce the space that are being used, and we have more free space for us. Let's delete this older file here. Okay. So I'm deleting, and I'm gonna get 16 gigabytes free. Okay. So I can delete this one as well, and we have more gigabytes for free, more gigabytes free. Okay, free space. We can get even better, we can improve, but we're gonna optimize things after. Okay. Probably in the next class we're gonna do more adjustments. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the animation class. Okay. Transitions. We're gonna do a lot of things about animations. Okay. And after that class, we're gonna go to the ray tracing class to do the rendering in high quality. All right. So see you into the next class. Hello, how are you? I hope you're okay. So we're back here for one more class of Unreal Engine 5. And in this class, after migrating the files, we're gonna make a time lapse, okay? Organizing the folders, correcting the names, deleting some more materials. For example, inside A6, there are only 2 materials, so we can send them to the folder materials. The texture we can send to the folder textures. If there is already a texture like this, we can rename it. Okay, let's click with the right button, fix up. Okay, let's correct. All right, the files. Now we can delete this folder. All right, we don't have it anymore. Let's see what else we have here. Geometries. We can send to geometries or deco in furnitures actually. So we can send the bed to furnitures too. All right, we can move it here. Materials, we can move them to materials. Look, move here. If there is these items here already, we can rename them. Let's see what we have here. More materials, master materials. So we can send to materials. Texture. They are the textures of the fabric that we can send to textures. That's it. Right button, fix up. Always do it. Okay, after you organize the folders, right button, fix up redirectors in folder. Okay, so that we can correct, all right, the files. So don't forget about it. It's really important. We can delete this, delete geometry, delete this. Let's see, we can delete this. Let's see, backpack, we can delete as well. Key house, geometry, deco. So what I'm going to do here, basically a time lapse correcting the files here, okay? Correcting the places, reducing the amount of folders, okay? And also after I'm gonna access the level and I'm gonna correct some names. I'm gonna redirect some things. So we have some static meshes here that are in the wrong place. All right, they are out of the static meshes. So let's move to static meshes. Look, we have these decals here that we can send to effects. For example, we can move there. These two static mesh, we can move to static meshes. Camera, we can move to cameras. Let's see what else we have. Frames. Look, furnitures, geometries. For example, the cameras, we can correct the names. As now we're gonna make the animation. Our file is basically finished. We're gonna make some adjustments, some things like that. For example, I'm gonna try to correct this defect here, you know, and actually, let's try to correct this. Let's access the detail here. Let's remove the nanite. All right, we're removing the nanite. Let's see the cluster here. No. In auto, apply it. It's not solving. Maybe we have to re-import this file. Okay. All right. After we can try to correct this and see what's happening here. But in this class, I'm gonna focus in the organization of the file. Okay. So then we can get started talking about the animation. In the next module, we're gonna talk about animation, and we can leave the file corrected and organized to go to the next module, okay? Oh, I think I know what's going on here. I think it's the ray tracing. Let's check this. Let's check it out. Because as we created a new template, so it's possible that the ray tracing is enabled here. Let's see if that's the problem. Yeah, look at this. Exactly. So we can disable everything here. All right. Remember those class where we used to enable the ray tracing and disable. So let's disable these. After we can turn it off. Actually, when it restart, it's gonna turn it off, okay, automatically. 1024, okay. Possibly, I think that's gonna solve. All right, so I'm gonna restart Unreal. So in this class, I'm gonna make a time lapse where I'm gonna correct, right, the folders, files, correct the places. I'm gonna reduce the amount of folders. I'm gonna name files, organize the layers. Okay, so I'm gonna organize the file, and in the next module, we're gonna have the animation, and it's gonna be more organized. Okay, so I'm gonna speed up the video here, or you can go to the next class, okay, where the file is gonna be there and you can make the download. Okay, so see you.
the rails. Don't you know it's time to raise our sails? It's freedom like you never knew. These bags or a pass, in a word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my hat is off to you. Oh, we can zoom all the way to the moon from this great wide wacky world. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and your cares will soar away. And if you got clouds of this world, don't feel them jealousy, 'cause I'll be your one-up girl. So let's all jump up super high, high up in the sky. There's no power up like dancing. You know that you're my superstar. No one else can take me this far. I'm flipping the switch. Get ready for this. So let's do the Odyssey. Odyssey, yes, see. 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 Odyssey, Odyssey. Spin the wheel, take a chance. Every journey starts a new romance. A new world's calling out to you. Take a turn off the path. Find a new addition to the cast. You know that any cast can meet the crew. Take it in stride as you move side to side. They're just different points of view. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah.